Good morning, everybody. This is Tuxedo Ian. We're getting back to our playthrough of Book of Hours. As you can see from the video title, this will be part number 66 of our series. And we've opened all three of the vaults now and collected all of the Newman books that are hiding there, though I think there may be still a few that we have yet to find. Maybe we'll get some hints as to where they're located. But for now, let's dive back in and see what we can get done today. Everything is remembered. Hush House endures. So we have our procession of stuff we've dropped outside the house here, and the only thing that we'll pull in for now, we'll pull a cat inside. We can put him here in the entryway, I think. Or maybe we can put him out. So we can put him out here in the garden. We'll feed him later. So we have some Eva's locks that we can use to make some perunculate. We have some serpentine slabs. I'm not sure what we can use those for. Same thing with granite slab. Long cold volcano blood. We have a sea glass. So that we can put in the alchemist lab because we can use it there. We also have a piece of quartz and some ambergris, which has moon and scale on it, if we could use that for anything. So the only areas we have left, we have a 15 moth. If the isle had a heart, we would hear its pulse in the pulsing darkness. We have 14 moon or 14 rose. We have 13 edge or 13 knock. And 12 forge or 12 knock. Then up here we have the fallen bells. Oh, we didn't look at the description for this. George Collars, governor of Brankrug Jail, oversaw the design and installation of this great clock with the reluctant help of librarian Serena Blackwood. She might have refused outright had she known how he intended to reuse the horologist's techniques for his so-called condignator. An inscription on the greatest wheel reads, "Strike the hours." And we have the great clock. Every flame has its fuel, and every tick has its talk. So we can use actions here, which are another element of the soul or an omen, and recollections, which are memory, and this is a Horomakastri evolution station. And it gives us access to the fallen bells. Someone has smashed the headstocks of the bells so that they fell to the floor here. The stone is cracked beneath them. The noise must have been unbearable. One has fallen against the stairs to the tower top. But for now, we have these lessons of bells and brasseries that we need to use. So I think we had some, yes, we have some memories that are cooking for that. And we haven't got our weather for the day. We got some rain. Okay. So that's nectar and grail. We might be able to use that for something. So we'll go ahead and let those finish up here. And while they're doing that, we can... Yes, so that's good. I think we can put our cans of ham out here in the kitchen now. We have some shelf room for them. And we can put the flour out here too. We have room for it now. So we have 1, 2, 3 sky memories for bells and brasseries. 2, 3, and a lesson. Then we need forge or sky. So we can do a shaft for that. Another fruit plucked from knowledge's tree. Then we need 4 memories for the next one. So we can do the same ones. We can do cheerful ditty. Not that one. Intimations of Skin. For Beguiling Melody. And we can do Singlefoot Songs. And up here, can we do anything with Forge or Sky? No, no, no. No, that one we're already making. That one's already making those. So let's go to our Solomon's desk over here. With our health, we can read Old Copper Nose. And get a Forge memory, so that will get us that to level 4. Ah, there's our next bottle of Porphyrin. Lift your eyes. That's often good advice, but when we're about this business, it's the best. Lift your eyes and look around. Interesting little tidbit if we use sand stories to make that. So let's see. We have some... And we need to use a liquid to make xanthotic essence. So we can convert one of these bottles of Itreus Ichor Vitreous into xanthotic essence. Because while Ashertine is good, xanthotic essence and into Uzult is even better. We have this Refulgun that we can maybe find a use for. 2 lantern there. The sea glass gives us lantern and moon. And it's glass. So let's see. First off, let's see if we have any Skin-Shuck mead lying around anywhere. I'm pretty sure we had one more bottle of it somewhere, but if we don't, we have some Ruby-Wise Ruin there. Not quite what we need. We have Asimel. Stargall ink. Ah, there we go. There's a bottle of Skin-Shuck. So that would give us 6. Then a Trist would give us 2. That's 8. Cuckoo Honey would give 3. That's 11. The Shears would give another point. That's 12. So we need to find 3 more from drink, and a memory. So do we have moth drink here somewhere? Oh wait, the Skin-Shuck is the drink. So 3 points from a memory, which I think, if I'm correct, the Wind in Waiting has 3 points of moth on it. Or we could use a Moth Newman, but let's go ahead and make ourselves another Wind in Waiting anyway, because we don't have one currently. And Strings and Songs makes Wind in Waiting. Let's see, what all do we have here? We have some Newman books we have not read. We have this Coprolith Omphalos. And we have a Child's Treasury of Golden Afternoons. We can't read that one yet, but we can read the Coprolith Omphalos. So let's take that up to our moth desk up here. What is this? A tufted fossil of silken fiber, big as a child. A tablet, a book with very few pages. So we need moth to read this. So we can do that with Rites of the Roots and a Fet. And it is written in Kilisimi, so we need a Kilisimi language card. And I can master this mystery. All right. Okay, Bells and Brasseries is now level 4. So we're going to need, so this one is 11 Forge, 11 Heart, or 11 Sky. So Mrs. Kill with the Swaddled Thunder would be 7, 8, 9, and a Memories would get to us to 11. So yeah, we can do that. We'll do another... we can do a Cheerful Ditty, which gives us 2 Heart, since we have the phonograph free. And we'll go ahead and go get Mrs. Kill's help. You always cheer me up, she says morosely. So first off, we will talk to her with the core. That gets her to 3. And we'll collect our memories for Bells and Brasseries. One, 2, 3, and 4. The lesson and a metal. Improve this skill to level 5. So satisfying to have come so far. My assistant and I are both a little merrier. Then we'll give her a Swaddled Thunder. The threads converge. This assistant may be able to make use of fabrics and other woven things. This will increase their aspects. They'll keep whatever might be left over. So actually, technically, we can get another active point, because that will count as fabric for her instead of a tool. With Keeper level lanterns, Anthodic Essence is the precursor to the Great Ink Uzult. So we can add Auroral Contemplations and that, and Faust. That gets us to 15. We cannot, so we can't make Xanthotic Essence with this. However, if we do... Let's see. I wonder. We do have some more... Okay, so we need something other than Auroral Contemplations to make the Uzult. Well, Inks of Revelation will do that. Brighten the essence into the Encostum Terminal Uzult. And just so we can see, so with Moth, we need a liquid to make Asimel. We need 15 Moth. Figure out what that is later. But we'll make some more Uzult for now, because having something that gives 7 Lantern and 7 Moth and 7 Sky might be handy. Okay, Bells and Brasseries is now level 5. 5 Sky, 6 Forge. We still have that Edict's Liminal to use. So we need Moth and Knock for that. So we need to make another Curious Hunch. So we'll get started on that. And so there's our Cheerful Ditty for Mrs. Kill. And that will get her to 11. Let it clutter up their shelves. This has improved their aspects appropriately. And we'll give her the cheerful ditty. That should get her to, that will get her to 11. So she can open up this doorway now. Yes, this does give 3 moth, as well as 3 grail. Something consumed, and something was consumed. If we interpret its interweavings, we might understand. The meaning of this object isn't something that one reads, but rather something that one follows, until at last one has passed 3 times around it, and one finds the meaning waiting at one's shoulder. 2 lessons on weaving and not working. And weaving the world. The histories, they say, are braided like hair, or tangled like roots. What is the shape of that knot? Funny you should ask. Any librarian can use this to establish a history and complete the game. But the Symergist and the Cartographer can win a particular victory. So that's one of the ones we can use as a Symergist to make a final determination. So we will mark that with weaving the world. And that gives us 5 points of nectar, which is handy to have, and 5 moon, which we can use actually to open up this area over here later. Maybe. But for now, we'll finish up with Mrs. Kill here and have her open that next level of the bell tower. And then we'll have just a few more rooms to open, and we'll have the entire house available to us. So there's our secret threshold, which we can then come over here to the autopsy table and turn that secret threshold into a curious hunch using our shaft. Actually, we don't even need the shaft. We can use something else. We could use our health for that. And tomorrow we'll have to make a name day riddle. Let's actually do some experimenting around with some of our skills here. So we have Librarian Lapidary, which can do Forge. So let's see what it can make. So Librarian Lapidary, and we'll add metal, can make bitter black salts. For a scholar level recipe, add liquid, which, okay, so that's the iotic essence. And then we have something at 15. I think I remember reading something about using bitter black salts to be exalted into something. So let's try adding the bitter black salts. Oop, nope, they can't go into that crafting station. So let's find a place they can. So they are material and pigment. Let's find a forge station that takes material. The Madrigad takes marks, takes pigment. So we add metal and Librarian Lapidary. We still need 5 more points of forge. So what we can do, we do have a Newman that has forge. So let's find something to do with our Newman weaving the world. So heart, moon, or nectar. Well, we've used up all of our U pieces that we had here, so let's find something we can do with moon. So Edict's Inviolable is moon. We can come over to the Nocturnary, because we know it can use moon. So that makes Solomon's Preparation with a flower, and something else at 15. So maybe if we add a Solomon's Preparation there, will it let us? Nope, we cannot. Let me check my notes here real quick and see if I have a note somewhere that says what we can put in there for that level 15 craft. So let's see. Moon recipes. Ah, okay. We would need... Interesting. Okay, so we can't do that there, but we can come over here to the cage because that recipe... Oops, not that one. So we want Edicts Inviolable and the Stimfling and Weaving the World and a Tryst. And we could make Wormwood Dream using the Stimfling. Interpret the Stimfling's hisses into a crime prophecy of moon and winter. So Edicts Inviolable with Keeper level moon plus a Stimfling creates Wormwood Dream. So let's see what else we have that has high level moon on it. So that one, we still don't know what it would make with moon. Oh, if I remember correctly, I think this one we need a specific memory. If I remember correctly, we need one of the moon memories for that one. So let's make a moon memory. I believe it was Confounding Parable that we can use for that one. Yes, I've already mastered this, but I could reread it and perhaps recall a memory. Let's see, what else do we have? We have Rites of the Roots, which we've never fully explored. So it makes a name day riddle at 10. We don't know what it makes at 15. Let me see if I have that noted down somewhere here. Ah, right. That's how we make more skin shuck. Using that, because I remember we got a hint about that. So we need to use honey with that. So we actually have to go down here and do that in the kitchen. Because we can do moon crafts. Or no, we need moth crafting. Do Rites of the Roots. We have some honey. Can't put fed in there, though. Somewhere we can do moth crafting. Can one of these take moth? No, because these all predate moth. Oh, well, we could do alaka. Okay, that one takes sustenance. We could maybe do it here. So let's try Rites of the Roots. And a Tryst gives us 11. And then we have our cuckoo honey. And we'll add a winded waiting just to have. Okay, so yeah, so that makes skin shuck mead. If we add just regular honey, we can also make it with regular honey to make skin shuck mead. And then for nectar, we need just to mix a beverage in with it. So instead of Tryst, we don't need the wind and waiting because it's already at 10. We just add a liquid. We can do that here. And that would make Lethe. So we've fully unlocked that one's crafting tree. So let's see, what else do we have as nectar here? So that one we have fully unlocked, drums and dances. Insects and nectars, nectar tree. We have that fully unlocked, goes from Lethe and then to Marakat. Moon, however, we need chimeric larva and then 15 moon. See, that is insects and nectars. Need one more point of moon there so we can add fish. So we could use fish and that to make skin shuck mead with moon. Brew a moth liquor with the honey. That doesn't... Okay, so we can't use just regular honey with that. What else does it do at 15? Ah. Okay, so it uses the other... it also can make the chimeric larva into the imago, but we've already done that. We don't have another chimeric larva to test that with, so we'll just throw that back for now. So we've unlocked most of Lockworks and Clockworks, but we have the ability... We have another amethyst ampoule up here, so we go ahead and make ourselves some more Gervanite while we're thinking about it. Resolve a knock alloy. And then after that, we can test out what its sky crafting side is. Transformations and liberations. We need... Okay, so forge we can do up here. So let's see. Transformations and liberations plus metal makes bitter black salts. We can also make iotic essence with 10 forge. And orpiment exultant with 15. We have a bunch of other crafts here. So let's see what... Ah, that was the one we could use. So we would need to use... we could use the bitter black salts and a memory to get that to turn bitter black salts into something. And we'll work on that later. So let's see, what can we use this weaving the world for? Well, I know one thing we can do with it. Since we used up our... We can make a Hive's Lament out of it, or we can make a Thunderskin's Pain. So we'll make a Hive's Lament for now, because Thunderskin's Pain is easily made. And let's see. So we have lessons on weaving and not working. So that is level 2. So we need 2 memories to go with that. So that's heart or moth. So we can do impertinent vigilation. And we can do... That'll get it to 3. Okay, so hopefully we've seen all our visitors for that. So there's our Uzult. We'll drop it on the table over here for now. And Mrs. Kill has finished her work. In the bells, Giver, Teller, Sure's Tongue, Lady Janice, and Great Paycock are the names of these bells, though they're older than the abbey itself, and those names have certainly been corrupted over the years. By 1915, Sure's Tongue and Lady Janice were too cracked to ring, and the Suppression Bureau paid for them to be recast. Serena Blackwood's quid pro quo for the assistance she gave George Collars with his clock project. We have an instrument, the bells. These are the sounds which may answer thunder. So we can do crafting here with sky or forge aspect, and we can use sounds, omens, or elements of the soul, and a memory. And the last level up here is the Weird Cursed Spire. 7 years ago, someone pronounced a curse here, in the name of the sun and its many selves. This place was not the curse's target, and nor was I, but its poison fills the air around me. I should not enter here until it's cleansed. 12 moth, 12 lantern, or 12 sky. So sky is probably going to be the easiest one to get for that, because we can use Mr. Kill and then just pump him full of sky juice. In fact, while it is still winter, we need some more blue. We have some blue crown, but we can always use more because we can make that nice tea out of it. And then let's see. We still have a fet. We can go exploring on Crowcross Sands. And then we have another fet we can use to go exploring out here. Rhyme rims the Mortarns. Alright, so there's our confounding parable. Let's see now. So we have weaving and not working. Satisfaction and a cheerful ditty. A lesson. And one of our core pieces. We'll get it to level 3. So we need 3 lessons now, or 3 memories. Don't have any more core pieces right now, but we do have our Faust. So we can do Cheerful Ditty. We have Whist, which we can use for Satisfaction. And we have the Tryst, which we can use over here at Eva's desk for a solace. And that will give us the 3 we need for the next level. So we need moon crafting. We can go to the Nocturnary for that. So Edict's Marshal with the Confounding Parable. A Tryst gets us to 12. We need 3 more points of moon somewhere. Let's see. So we can do another Newman to get us the actual 3 points of moon. Find one that gives... there's one that gives moon. Curious Hunch, the Moth's Gift or Mine. 4 knock, 3 lantern, 3 moth, and 3 heart. So there's Gervanite. So let's actually look and see what Auroral Contemplation's final thing that we can do with it is. Ah, yes. Okay, so we need... Oh, we can get it to... Alright, so that's what that does. It makes Peripherine in a different way about. But we need some Ichor Auroral first. So we can make that with Inks of Power and 10 rows. Which our fets are all used up for now, so we'll have to wait for tomorrow to make that. There's our Hive's Lament, a buzzing in the skull, a song of pragmatic sorrow. We can make a Thunderskins Payeen for tomorrow. Okay, weaving and not working is now level 3. We're just about done with the memories to get it to level 4. One, 2, 3 memories. 1, 2, 3 memories. 1 lesson. And that will be level 4. Just before the day ticks over. So there's our Newman Great Counterfeit. Okay, so we can do Edicts Martial, Great Counterfeit. Actually, we need a place that takes 2 memories. So we have to go to the Nocturnary over here, because that can take memories and omens. Edicts Martial, Great Counterfeit, Confounding Parable, and a Tryst. Actually, we can use any Maladied Soul that'll fit in there, so we can use the Despairing Tryst. Yep. And that lets us make a Forbidden Epic. Elaborate the parable into a potent edge epic. Well, let's see what that one does. Edicts Martial with Keeper level Moon plus Confounding Parable creates Forbidden Epic. That's a memory we don't have and have not seen before. Daybreak, memory fades. Snow. The world is pale today. The white is west of the world, and winter does not wait forever, Solomon Husher once said. Okay, so it is springtime. The yearly stipend from St. Ronwin's has arrived, along with the usual rather sniffy reminder I should spend it wisely. £1 and an iron spintria. Alright, on the moor we found some more quartz. In the sand we found some whispering sand, white silver sand in which the voice of the waves lingers. Let's see if we can find something else besides sand now that spring has sprung. The gorse is bright on the land's nape. There's 1 blue crown. And another blue crown. Set this on the shelf up there for now. And weaving and not working is now level 5. Or now level 4, so we have 5 heart and 4 moth with that. Alright, let's go look at our books and see what we've got that we can possibly read. So we can definitely read 1000 Threads. We have the ability to do that. We could read Skeleton Songs easily. Catalog of Uncharted Pleasures, easy to read. Focus of Amber, we could definitely get to 16 Sky. That would give us Glazery and Lightsmithing. This one would give us Orchids and Narcotics. So, yeah, we can go ahead and read 12 and 12, Kilisimi, or... So this one gives Trides Mahera. This one gives Orchids and Narcotics, so we'll do that one, because I think we have only a few levels in Orchids and Narcotics so far. So we'll add an Arab. And then we need more Grail power. So we can add Great Signs and Great Scars. Frustration or Temptation. We need 1 more point of Grail. So we can add a tool that has Grail on it. Which I know the spice scales will work for that. I can master this mystery. So what can we use this snow for? 3 winter, 3 lantern, or 3 sky. I'm sure we'll find something we can do with that. Yeah, we can read. We need to make another occult. Well, we're going to have a visitor anyway, so we might not want to make an occult scrap just yet, because we're about to get one. So I have a feeling this affair has run its course. So there's our Thunderskin's Pain. Song of Joyous Sacrifice. So we can then do the Thunderskin's Pain. And that, and we need another point, so we can just use a regular core there instead and make a Swaddled Thunder. So that's our first course. That's a pudding. That's a side dish. That's a pudding. That's a pudding. So we don't have a main dish. Let's marinate. Let's just cook some beef. A story has no beginning or end. Arbitrarily, one chooses that moment of experience from which to look back or from which to look ahead. This incident has seen its full complement of visitors and is concluded. There will be an interval before the next incident when visitors will seek a general consultation. So we are finished with the affair of the unfinished lark. Nothing particular is afoot. Any visitors this season will want a general consultation. We have Mr. Fraser Strathcombe. Philanthropist, collector, former librarian. A complicated man, but not a cruel one. Let's see what he can tell us. Librarian. I have urgent business with you. If there's an incident card active, you can discuss it, or just leave the slot empty and offer a consultation. So he wants lantern or scale. So let's see what we have as far as either of those goes. So we have... well, we have a lantern book here. Can he read Sanskrit? No, he cannot, but he can read Ramsund. So let's see, we have scale book here. I can identify my visitors' interests and satisfy them with an appropriate book. Alternatively, if they have a language I'd like to learn, I can offer payment. My visitor has questions about matters generally left buried. The answers can be found in my collection. And we already know Ramsund, so that's not really going to help us. The Colonel's lessons and the Lionsmith lessons have been unkindly and reductively rendered as stab versus thump. Forbidden epic. The attention of the hours is drawn to the bloodiest wars. Afterwards, the histories are braided like hair. 6 edge, 4 moon, 4 rose. Interesting. And it has evolution via Horomachistry and evolution via birdsong. So we have the Invincible Audacity, which is for the Colonel, and we have the Forbidden Epic, which is for the Lionsmith. Or vice versa, one or the other. We found a viper egg, a serpent in waiting. Ah, there's some pilchards. Pickle them alone, or they're pretty good on toast. So let's go back out and see if we can find some more of those. And we'll put that in our pantry over here. we do have that bread we could use it with. So we got some dripping and a roast beef. So edge, forge, heart, and scale. So we can actually take away one of these puddings. We don't need it. We can take away the jumble for now. Actually, we already have something with moon out there, don't we? Yes, we do. We have the mackerel has moon on it, so we can take away the pear meringue. So let's see, if we use the pilchards with bread, we get pilchards on toast, a dish with heart, moon, nectar, and scale. That will, or we could, if we use dough, we can make a stargazy pie. Forge, heart, moon, nectar, rose, scale, and winter. Wow. Yeah, let's make one of those, because that will cover a lot of bases. And we have a viper's egg, serpent in waiting. So we could hatch a serpent from that, or we could use it in crafting, if we really wanted to. Okay, so that is a catalog of uncharted pleasures. The Dark Gentleman is the only and rather grandiosely identified author of this often copied work. Some pleasures, the formulae voluptuous attest, are so intense they can corrupt the laws of the physical world. This text catalogues some of those instances. Birth occurs at the conjunction of pleasure and torment. So the first forbidden acts of the forge birthed sparks of delight which took root in the glory or in nowhere, who can say? So the seeds of the flower maker were planted, though for long years he was nothing but an unfulfilled ache. Satisfaction and orchids and narcotics. So let's mark that with satisfaction. And we'll move it to our finished shelves. Slot right up here. All right. So orchids and narcotics we have at level 2. So I have one memory there. So it needs grail and nectar. So we can investigate the plant to get a second nectar skill or nectar memory real quick. And we can use even the despairing tryst for that. How profound. You've satisfied your visitor and earned a reward, but the more they learn, the harder they'll be to satisfy in the future. Iron Spintria and Strathcone's card. Strathcone House, Midsummer Norton. Expresses interest in lantern and scale affairs and books. Prefers scale, food, and drink. But will they come when you do call for them? So let's see. So he needs 5 points of scale from skills, memories, inks, or something else. And there's another Swaddled Thunder for us, since we used up one of the 2 we had. Let's see then. So our next goal is to open this room up here. So we need 12 moth or 12 lantern or 12 sky. So we can definitely do sky. So we'll get Mr. Kill on that. You can always spare a few hours to help a friend. Even if we're halfway through the day, I think we still have enough time to do that. Okay, so orchids and narcotics. Not that one. level that to level 3. So we'll do the Wind in Waiting to give him 6 more points of sky. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Wild, Lady Windermere's fan. That's a big pie. Alright, so we're going to give him that. And then we will give him some Blue Crown tea, which will get him to 9. And then the fife will get him to 12. Just enough time to get him there and get him to open that building up for us. Okay, Orchids and Narcotics is now level 3, so we need 3 Grail or Nectar skills, or memories. So we can do Grail. Grail. And Grail. I'm curious. I've never actually investigated one of these, so let's see what this has to say about anything. Analyze the substance. Nothing will remain. A much more potent preparation can be extracted from the remains of a labite, but labites generally frowned on this technique. So let's see what it can tell us, just by analyzing it. We found a curious seashell. Oh, and we were going to make a forge Newman. So let's see, which of our Newmans have forge on them? Sun's weakness, no. Great counterfeit, no. 3 rules, no. Final understanding, no. Inescapable confinement, no. Ah, Paths of the Sun has forge. I mean, it makes sense. We got it out of the subterranean cage of fire and night. Need to use Crack Track for that. Summer makes sea holly. The winter gets... So we can do Cat's Claw. The Gardens of Hush House hold plants with many virtues for those with the wisdom to recognize them. Gather Cat's Claw carefully. Its mischievous thorns find ways through the thickest gloves. And we're going to gather some Cat's Claw because Cat's Claw counts as both flower and as leaves. We can use that to make any perunculate and then make that into serpent milk if we want. And down here we could harvest moth orchid. Though it doesn't look like this one has anything this seed right now. Well, we could still gather Lenten rose in spring. Okay. Interesting. I'm not sure if that's what we're supposed to be doing. Let's see. Can we harvest anything there? Quiet seasons. The earth is quiet, not barren, and only sleeping. So yeah, that's the agave. Down to the Grushians. Yep, that'll get him to Sky 12. And he can open up that top. Scattered. There are apprentice level edge recipes which can be used to create more. Sight. The eye sees more than the heart knows. Alright, so we'll put him to work to clear that weird scarred spire. Then we just have these 3 and the big one down here with 15 scale or 15 moth. Guiding Melody. Satisfaction. Gossip. Orchids and Narcotics. Lesson 1, 2, 3. And the Arab, and that's level 4 now. So let's see. Still need to figure out what to do about that Edicts Martial lesson. Or Edicts Liminal. We could still... I think we'll definitely apply it to Edicts Liminal. So we need Moth and Knock. So we have 1 Moth and Knock. We have 1 there. 2, 3, 4. We have... And there's our forge that we were going to use. So let's come down here. So Anbarian Lapidary with forge. And a metal. We use... something with forge that will fit in there. Can we put a tool in there? Or cinnabar? No. We put yeah, we can put that in there, but that doesn't do anything for us. That was right. We needed to make some Ichor Auroral. So we can do that with Inks of Power, and a Fet, and a Light. Makes Ichor Auroral. Condense light into a rose fluid. Brew a dark and persistent ink. If we add a leaf, I can brew a more potent and much more dangerous ink. So we'll keep that in mind. So we'll just brew some Yugal for now. Alright, so that is level 4. And we were going to use... we were going to test out bells and brasseries, I think, was what we were going to test. Yeah, so that makes bitter black salts. And if I add metal, I could alloy it into something exotic. Well, you have the Gervanite. Orichalcum wire. Use this metal as a base for the fabled forge alloy called Orichalcum. Okay. Then I have a feeling if we used Orichalcum with that, it would give us something else there. So let's see. What else do we have that has forge on it? Pyroglyphics. I think we've already unlocked most of its forge stuff. Yes, because it can go Iotic Essence, and then it can probably take Iotic Essence and make that into Orpiment Exultant. Menace, get Reflections. It does Forge. Ooh, it's got a lot of different recipes. So Westcott's compounds, if I add liquid, I can make Iotic Essence. Transformations and Liberations makes Iotic Essence. And then the Iotic Essence into Orpiment Exultant. Ah, that was the one we needed for the bitter black salts, so... We'll come up here to the shrine. We'll use the bitter black salts, transformations and liberations, a metal, and the Newman. And we can turn bitter black salts directly into iotic essence. Transform these salts into a ruddy essence of forge power. Alright, so there's one thing of cat's claw for us. Watch the thorns. And we'll put these on our bookshelves for now. Yeah, so that one counts as both leaf and flower. 2 edge heart, so it makes making Perunculate a lot easier. And there's Mr. Kill's work finished. He's opened up this spell tower. The Spire. Here Hendrik de Wolf met in secret with King Henry, once the Bronze King, now Old Copper-Nose, for the great debasement had ended the supremacy of the Leashed Flame, and Henry's heirs were no more than human. There is a story that Hendrik's son Thomas listened from the rafters, that 3 times he heard Henry ask his father to break a certain promise in the matter of Caer Yeast beyond the wave, and the 3rd time the father did not refuse the king. This, says the story, is why Thomas never liked to make a promise thereafter, for fear of breaking it. So we have some Evening Isles coffee, some Houndsgall, and a Spire Prospect. Take counsel with the skies. So we can use paper, or something blank, a cooperative, and an element of the soul, and memory or paint to do something with moth or sky here. And we finally have our last bust. This bust is cast from aluminum, oxidized to gray. Brian Levinson. So we only have 1 space left on our area here, so he must go in the 9th Librarian slot. And then we can have, let's look at our other 2 slots. We have the 12th Librarian. This, of course, would be me. I can use whatever I want as my image. You know what? I feel like using a candle as my image. And then here, if I have a successor, their image might stand here. So now here's an interesting thing that we can do, is we can take any item and we can put it there. Let's put a typewriter there, just to be ornery. It's a good storage place for our typewriter too. And then we have a new button that has shown up, Curate Busts. I am the 12th Librarian of Hush House, librarians past, present, and future. We'll go ahead and let this finish, and then we'll call it a day. Ugall ink. Don't spill it. A variant of Iron Gall ink, particularly difficult to erase. A minor ink of power. It has nectar and moth. I am the 12th Librarian of Hush House, and I, too, will be remembered. And this gives us another piece of whist for completing that challenge and finding all of the busts and putting them in their correct places. And I think that gives us a good stopping point. And we have some clouds for today, so that gives us another moth memory, so that's handy. So let's see. With what we have already, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 moth and knock memories. So let's go ahead. I think we have we can make at least 3 moth or knock memories just with what we have on hand. So we'll do that and get that started so we can upgrade Edict's Liminal 1 more step. So that's 1. And then Gospel of Chaos gives us 2. And Pattern gives us 3. And that will be all 7 memories we need to upgrade it. So with that, we are going to go ahead and call it a day. I will see you all tomorrow. If you've been enjoying what you've been watching, please click the like button or leave a comment down below. If you'd like to see more of these videos and see where this story is going to end, then click the subscribe button and I will catch you on the next video.